Hey friends, so today's video is going to be kind of a sequel to the video I made talking about why I don't shop on Amazon, and it's also going to kind of fit in with like anti-haul type thing, because today I'm going to talk about other things besides just Amazon that I don't buy and I don't spend my money on, and I wanted to talk about why, because you guys wanted me to, and also I just got more thoughts when I finished filming that video about Amazon, and I was like, oh my god, I could talk forever about more things that are so not something that I want. So that's what we're gonna do today. Starting off, I want to give a huge shout out to Kimberly Clark, who has been kind of one of the biggest reasons why I've been so vocal and why I've been more and more like anti-consumerist lately, because I think she's very eloquent, very smart, very well-spoken, and also fabulous. So I will leave a link to Kimberly Clark's Listen Up Consumerism video, and then as well as her anti-haul series, because queen of the anti-hauls. But let's get into some things that I would never spend money on. Either I never have, or I don't currently, or I never will, or all three of them. So I'm going to touch a little bit on something that I mentioned in an anti-haul once. Subscription boxes. Specifically talking about like makeup subscription boxes, not things where it's like food that you get sent to your house that you eat once and you use and you're done and it's good. Those I fully support. But when it comes to something like BoxyCharm, like FabFitFun. I don't even know what's in FabFitFun. Like, what does that
mean?
Ipsy, or what are even the other ones that they have now? Do they even do Birchbox? Is Birchbox still a thing? All these subscription boxes that sends you full-size products or small sample-size products of things that you didn't technically order. It's a crapshoot of what you're gonna get, and you may or may not actually like it. I was in like a feed, like a thread once about subscription boxes, and I said something about like, for me, why bring something into my life that I'm not going to use? Why spend money on something that I don't necessarily want? And they were like, well, the things that I don't want, I would just give to friends and family. I'm like, but how do I know that they're gonna want it either? Like, I don't wanna just like pawn off my garbage on other people. That's just making more garbage that you don't need. I had Birchbox once for a year. I got it as a gift from my first real boyfriend back when I was like 20 years old, a long time ago. But I had so many things that I didn't end up using, so many perfume samples of the same perfumes, and it's just a waste. I have a confined amount of space that I don't have a lot of extra space. I don't need to have like a surprise box every month being like, what am I gonna get? I don't know. I don't like not knowing what I'm going to get because I have very sensitive skin, and I can't just like get skincare willy-nilly that I don't ask for, because it's not gonna work for me usually. I wanted to touch on subscription boxes again because I feel like it's still a huge thing that I'm like, why? If I order something and I get it in the mail, I get excited when I get what I ordered. If I don't know what I'm getting, why would I get excited about something I didn't order? You know what I mean? And they're like upwards of fucking $40 a month on something that I didn't ask for. So that's something that I don't spend my money on, and it saves me so much. The next thing is something that I feel like when I was younger, I was kind of into the idea of designer things. Not as much, just because like I grew up in a household full of secondhand and old shit. So I don't get the whole like Louis Vuitton, what are the other bags? The other design, Michael Kors. I don't, like, the only designers I've ever really kind of like oogled at, Jeffrey Campbell and like Sam Edelman. Shoe designers, that's a weak spot. But when it comes to things being expensive just for the sake of having like a name brand on it, I'm not about that life. That kind of goes with like designer collections and designer clothes and lines, and then also like collabs with famous people. If something is expensive because there's somebody's name on it, why the fuck do I need it? Maybe famous people don't need the extra money from collabs of just like sticking their name on something, because all it is tricking their fans into buying something that has their name on it when usually they didn't have much to do with the actual product itself. So just saying, is that an unpopular opinion? Maybe, maybe not. Famous people, conglomerates, Disney, Dooney and Burke. Was that Dooney and Burke? That was the bag that was in my childhood. Like everybody had this like Dooney and Burke bag that was just so ugly. No, 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 God! My middle name should be unpopular opinion. Not really. The next thing we're going to talk about is fast makeup, fast fashion, even more so than something like Forever 21, because I can totally see the value in a store like Forever 21, as annoying as it is. It's accessible. It's something that like young people can get things that are like professional or easy to get. Like, I get it. I'm talking about shit like Wish, things that make copies of things that are so obscenely cheap that you have to wonder what the fuck it was made from or how much the person making it was paid. Like, Wish.com is a total scam. I get very frustrated when people like Sophia Nygaard and Rhett and Link, of all people, do videos about Wish when they're not just like roasting it. Even doing videos about Wish in general, probably not a good idea, because you're promoting it whether or not you're saying it's good or bad. You're giving it free marketing and you have millions of subscribers that you don't want to be telling to buy from this garbage website that sells who knows what for who knows how much. I have seen a lot of these websites pop up where there's clothing that's like one size fit all, very, very cheap. It usually comes from China. A, usually doesn't fit me, and B, stuff like that, things come out so quickly that the quality is not going to be good. The working conditions usually aren't that great. Who knows how long it's going to take to get to you. The idea of getting like
a lot of things for really cheap.
I hate the new theme of people being trash monsters in their videos where they're like, we bought all of these things and let's see what's gonna happen with it. It's like the amount of waste that is made and the amount of just consumerism that is just slipped in there. It's astounding, and it's annoying because it's not even original content. Not even original content. It's dumb and I don't need it. The next thing I wanted to touch on, there was this whole frenzy to buy something new today on the internet. I won't say what it was specifically, but it kind of feeds in also to this idea of like new things, especially with like technology. My laptop is a 2011 MacBook Pro. It is very old. My phone is a Samsung S8 that I got when my iPhone 6, and I'd had it for years. And I got this because there was something that was broken about the first one, and it was cheaper to buy a new one than to fix it. I remember when the iPhones were coming out so quickly in between new ones, and people would go buy the next new one because the camera's better and there's like image stabilization. I'm not an early adopter. I am a late bloomer, because honestly, I don't give a shit if I have like the
newest and coolest phone.
I don't need new things just for the sake of it being new if the old one is just fine. I have a really old laptop. It is very old. A good 7-8 years old, and there's layers upon layers of stickers on the back. And I haven't bought a new laptop. I have a desktop out in the living room because I needed something more robust to edit videos on, but as far as like traveling with this is fine. I deal with it. Look at my battery cord. It's really coming apart here. It's really not doing well. Like, just because marketing is like telling you, oh my god, it's the newest and coolest thing. It has like 55 megapixels. It shoots in 6K and it's image stabilized, and the f-stop goes down to 1.
Holy shit, you need it.
Do you though? No. It is quite frustrating when things like iPhones are made so often that you just end up getting so much extra shit that people don't end up using later on. It's like they'll get one iPhone and a year later they'll buy a new one. Planned obsolescence. Fucking brands put out things knowing they're gonna be out of date by the time the next one comes out. It's a very shady practice, planned obsolescence. I highly recommend looking up more about that topic because it's so weird. Why? Why would they do that? Oh right, consumerism. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is one I'm going to talk about probably the most. Multi-level marketing schemes. Scams. John Oliver did an entire episode about MLMs once, and it is truly magnificent. I love John Oliver. I am a woman in her 20s where a handful of people from high school have friended me on Facebook over the years. Like, we fell out after high school because time, and then they like re-added me years later, and I was like, oh, maybe they're trying to catch up. Maybe they're trying to plan like 10-year reunion. No, they're trying to sell their like waist trainers or their juices or their teas or their leggings or their makeup. Fucking MLMs, I feel like, cause more Facebook unfriending than a lot of things. I know that when somebody is trying to sell me something in an MLM, if you're trying to get me on board to become a person that sells these things also, no, for one thing, because it's a pyramid scheme. And also, I don't trust if this product is good. Why are you selling it to me? So you can get on the next level? so you can like get a promotion within the pyramid. I don't trust anybody who's peddling MLMs because they always have ulterior motives. It's a cult. Like, MLMs are a cult, bar none. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a cult. If you've ever seen videos, promotions, or events like conferences for these MLMs, the speakers that get up there sound like evangelical pastors that are crazy. Watch some of those videos. John Oliver talked about them and he showed some of them on his episode, and it is frightening hearing how these people just peddle this bullshit to people, and it preys upon usually single moms or stay-at-home moms, people who want anything to get ahead, and they hear all these promises of like, oh, you can become an entrepreneur and you can make all this money, and then they end up having all this excess product because they're like tied into a certain amount of product, and if they don't sell it, they still fucking own it, and it's so
shady.
MLMs are pyramid schemes. They should be all shut down by the Better Business Bureau and by the FDA, the FTC. All of the fucking government organizations needs to shut them down because they're stealing people's money. Pretty sure John Oliver talked about this. In some cases, it was like ruining people's lives because they were out so much money and so much product that they ended up having to like put like a mortgage on their home, like a second mortgage on their house. They end up going bankrupt because they just have all this excess shit that this company said that they would totally be able to sell.
No.
I'm not buying into your cult. Thank you. Like, it should just be illegal. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video today. If you haven't seen the first kind of part of this, I guess this was a totally different video than the Amazon video. It just was more of just like, these are things that I don't buy and things that I don't support for one reason or another, because I did have a handful of people on that video being like, well, if you don't support Amazon, then like it's all over corporations. It's every corporation. It's not just Amazon, blah, 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 blah. And like, then you have to be like totally anti-capitalist. I'm like, I mean, I'm getting more and more like, when you see wage inequality in this fucking country, it's hard to be optimistic. So I guess this was kind of more of like, kind of bridging the gap of like my anti-hauls with my Amazon video, because I get more and more frustrated with Amazon every single fucking day. I sit at the front desk at my work, and I can't tell you, like literally every day, besides the mail, so from USPS, besides UPS, FedEx, we also have other people driving Amazon Prime products at least once a day. So I'll sign for things like I'll get the mail in the morning, and then I'll get UPS, and then I'll get FedEx, and then I'll get Amazon stuff. Because of stuff like Prime and because of this like fast now, buy, gotta get it right now culture, it has just created, I can imagine, a lot more fossil fuels used because drivers are driving out as well as fucking postal workers. The fact that there's 4 different vehicles that come to my building during the day, at least 4 different vehicles to drop off mail. Like, it's so maddening knowing how much waste is created from the just excess of mailing things. Think about it. When you buy something on Amazon or wherever, per order usually, it's either in a box with bubble wrap or it's packaged in an envelope with bubble wrap. Say somebody makes multiple Amazon Prime orders in a week. Think of how much packaging is just created in that. Think of how much packaging is being produced and being used and being thrown away on a daily basis. Think of that. That's astounding. It's ridiculous. Like I mentioned in my actual Amazon video, if you live in a rural area, if you live in an area where the internet is the most accessible way for you to get your hands on anything, obviously use those resources. Obviously use things like Amazon. But if you live near places where you can go buy things, and if you don't have mobility issues, if you don't have accessibility issues, don't just like rely on like the convenience of making people deliver things to your house. You know, it's just making people even more antisocial, and it's frustrating. Like, nobody wants to go into a store. Ugh. Anyway, I hope that this was somewhat coherent. I don't know if it was. Hopefully I can edit it together for something that makes sense. For today's song of the day, it's going to be, here we go. Today's song of the day is 81 by Deerhoof, because this came on stereo at a dive bar a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot how fucking weird and catchy this song is. It's off their record Friend Opportunity, so highly recommend listening to it. It's very weird. But 81 by Deerhoof is your song of the day. Definitely let's start a discussion in the comments below. These are just things that make me feel better about myself and make me feel less guilty about things, because I do live in the city and I feel like I'm so lucky to be as close to things and as accessible to things as I am. I want to support things that I believe in, and I believe in their ethics, and I want to feel good about supporting those things. And all of these things that I talked about today are not things that I would feel good supporting at all. Let me know in the comments what are some things that you don't support and you don't spend your money on. Thanks for watching. I hope this wasn't too angry. Thanks to my patrons. You guys are the best. Give this video a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. I don't care. I'll accept the engagement either way. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, if you're new here. I will leave some links to some other videos that you might be interested. And as well, thank you, Kimberly Clark, for being such an inspiration, because you're amazing. I really hope you're gonna be back on YouTube soon, because we missed you. Yeah. Okay. Bye.